Good afternoon and welcome. I am Hella Schwartz-Grossman, Marketing Manager at Worldox, and I'm pleased to welcome you to today's webinar, which is part of our new legal technology webinar series, usually scheduled for Fridays at 2 p.m. We started this series as a means to introduce some of our partners and provide them with an opportunity to share details about the applications and technologies with you. It's exciting to work to help them bring it to you. Before we get started with today's webinar, a few housekeeping items. The webinar will be recorded and the link will be emailed to you afterwards. Everyone is muted right now, but if you have any questions, go ahead and type them into the GoToWebinars questions pane and we'll address questions at the end of the webinar. And today we'll also open microphones at some point later on. Today, we're joined by DocsCorp, and our speakers today are Bob Moore, VP of Americas, and Katie Kennedy, Director of Sales at DocsCorp. Bob Moore heads up the U.S. sales teams for DocsCorp, a former Peace Corps volunteer and reform policy wonk with a master's degree in public policy and statistics. Bob has worked in the legal document productivity world for 15 years. Outside of the office, Bob and his wife like to travel, ski, golf, and cycle. Katie Kennedy has been with DocsCorp since 2018 after spending 12 years in the legal technology consulting world. Today, she works with firms in the Midwest and Southeast part of the U.S. tools that assist law firms and legal departments with the document journey. As a graduate of the Ohio State University with a degree in marketing, she never thought she would work in the technology industry, but has grown to love it. Outside of 9 to 5, Katie write her classic 40s Schwinn and explore the world as often as she can. So join Bob and Katie for today's Thanksgiving social and thought discussion, thankful for technology that just works. They'll share a holiday drink and swap side dish recipes. They will also discuss new and exciting products from DocsCorp that integrate seamlessly with Worldox. Don't miss your opportunity to get valuable insights into the technology other organizations are thankful for. So thank you in advance for the attention you'll be giving this webinar today. And Bob and Katie, we're handing it over to you.
Thank you, Ella.
Thanks.
As you can see, we're going to try to have a little bit of fun today and keep this lighthearted. We've worked with Worldox now for as long as I can remember, and I've been with DocsCorp for 12 years now. So we really very much enjoyed our partnership with Worldox. We also have some of our reseller systems integrator partners on with us as well, who will be participating a little bit. And I'll go through our agenda. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about what's new that we have. We're going to give a kind of a summary of our different document productivity tools. We're going to tell you about a swap and save program we've been running with some success. And I want to highlight the value that our partners give to us and to our clients like you in deploying, selling our products, as well as training. I know Rebecca Satin from Worldox is on with us as well. Rebecca, is there anything you want to chime in about before we get started?
Sure. Hi, Bob. So I've actually, before I joined World Software, I worked in law firms for 25 years, and 17 of those were at a firm that had Worldox, and it was in that capacity that I came across the DocsCorp products and actually met Bob Moore because I was based on the West Coast, and that's where he was at the time. I remember actually that I went to the ILTA conference specifically looking for productivity tools that integrated with Worldox. And when I found DocsCorp, I was able to replace several other products and get a great new PDF tool all at once. And haven't looked back since. So when I joined World Software 5 years ago, a little more than 5 years ago, I was very excited to continue to get to work with Bob. And now I'll let you guys get on with your webinar.
All right, why, thank you. Okay, so what's new at DocsCorp? Our newest product is called Bureaudox. It's a document template management and document assembly product, which is very new, but we have a couple firms using it already, and it's pretty exciting. We'll talk about that a little bit. CleanDocs AI. CleanDocs is our metadata and email security tool, and we've added some artificial intelligence capabilities to that to basically minimize user interaction, but increase email security. And then we've got some more tools coming here shortly, so keep your eyes open for new things to come. We call this slide the Starship Enterprise slide. What we're doing here is basically taking the sort of document productivity, the life cycle of a document, and applying our tools to how documents go through their life cycle, from creating a document to collaborating with multiple people on documents to publishing those documents and processing. And we have tools that cover all of those angles of the document kind of productivity lifecycle process. A little bit about DocsCorp. DocsCorp has been in business now for a little over 15 years. We're headquartered in Sydney. Katie and I work here in the US team. We've got a team of, I want to say, about 20 people here in the US. The lion's share of our clients are in the legal industry, law firms, corporate legal departments at state, local, and federal government agencies. But then we also have a fair amount of clients in utilities and finance. I'd say the most common theme are our clients are professional services organizations that use some form of document management, or they consume and produce a lot of documents. And that's where our document productivity tools fit in. I'll quickly review all of our products. We're not going to talk about all of these today, but ComparisonX is our document comparison tool. Reviewdox is something new we're building, which should be ready in January or February. That is a tool for collaborating on documents with multiple people. That's getting a lot of great reviews, a lot of interest so far. We'll be able to show that in a month or two. CleanDocs is our email security tool for metadata cleaning and reducing the risk of missent emails and data leaks. Content Crawler is a automated OCR tool that can automatically OCR any non-searchable documents in the different document management systems, including Worldox in this case. PDFdocs is our PDF editing, creation, and document bundling tool. And Bureaudox, as I mentioned, is our newest addition for document template management and assembly. All right, Katie, I'm going to hand this slide off to you.
Awesome. Okay, so when I was helping Bob put this together, I was giggling at my attempts at making all of these Thanksgiving analogies, so bear with me. But one of the things we were talking about was how important it is to keep everybody at the table happy if you possibly can. And so we were thinking about that issue and how you could potentially keep people happy. And Bob, I believe, tested this recipe out last week, but before we dive into how DocsCorp keeps people happy, we wanted to share with you this cranberry martini, correct? Cranberry martini. Yes. Bob, did you make this last week?
Not last week. So Hella, can you send that link out to everybody through the chat, please? This is a recipe my wife found probably 4 or 5 years ago from, I don't know if you know, Ina Garten, I guess a well-known cookbook author, if you want to call it that. And it's really, really good, but be careful. It packs a punch. I think we've made it 2 or 3 times for holiday parties. You basically take this cranberry orange sugar mix you cook down, infuse it with like a gallon of vodka for 5 days, and then when you're ready, make it into martinis. We've used like triple sec or Cointreau. You can use orange juice. The recipe, the link that Hella's sending you, recommends cutting it down with orange juice. That's not a bad idea because this thing packs a punch. But if you want to keep peace at the table or even get some fun going, this will do it.
All right, very good. So everyone will get that. So I was thinking of, you know, the DocsCorp solution and how it can keep keep everybody happy, and I was reminded of Clean Docs. I think this is the solution that definitely keeps everybody at the table happy from an IT perspective as well as an end user perspective. This is our metadata cleaning tool, email security. So the IT folks are happy that from a data loss prevention standpoint, you're covered, and the end users are happy because there's a lot of I like to call them productivity hacks, but just workflow things that you can leverage in just one Clean Docs interface, right-clicking, right-click and add a passcode, or quickly zip a file or rename your file. Just little things like that that really pack a big impact on the productivity, keeping everybody at the table happy. So Bob, I'll let you dive into some more on Clean Docs.
Okay. So thank you. Why is metadata cleaning software important? Well, there are, I guess data is plural, there are a lot of data in documents that you might not know is there, hidden data in the background, document properties, who created it, how long it took to create it, whatnot, as well as stuff you can see, track changes and comments. And depending on how you're working with your clients or opposing counsel, you might not want to share that information. Users don't always know that they are. So a metadata cleaning tool can more or less automatically remove that sensitive information when you're sending documents out, so you are assured you know what's going out. Also, as Katie mentioned, some of the document handling or productivity hacks, you can rename files, you can add passwords to them, you can zip them up. Clean Docs is basically 3 tools in one. You have the ability to clean metadata from documents, and that can be done in a policy-driven way, so you can make it more or less automatic and transparent to users. We also have what we call email recipient checking. We found the biggest source of data leaks from any organization, whether it's a bank, a law firm, or wherever, are people sending emails to the wrong person. Totally accidental, totally innocent, but they type in, I'm sending something to Katie, and I put in a different Katie, and I don't double check it, and send it off with an attachment, and I'll basically leak the information to the wrong person. Oftentimes, it's not a big deal, but if it is a big deal, then your reputation can be hurt. There could be fines and damages. So we added this ability to make sure, to basically give you a prompt when you're sending an email, do you really want to send it to that person? I mentioned what's new is coming is artificial intelligence. Well, it's basically out already. That artificial intelligence can start to learn your behavior. So rather than prompting you every time to confirm you're sending the email to the right person, it starts to learn your behavior and not prompt you as often. Clean Docs can clean more than 150 metadata types across multiple different formats, all the Office formats, images as well. It is very, very fast. I've worked with 4 different metadata cleaning tools in my experience in this industry, and Clean Docs is by far the fastest. Of course, I'm biased working for DocsCorp, but it really, really is fast. And those sort of document handling productivity hacks Katie was talking about can really save time. The prime example on why a lot of people use it is, let's say you're sending emails, attachments out of Worldox. You attach them from Worldox, and has Worldox maybe a file number or name or certain naming convention there that makes sense to you inside your firm, but maybe doesn't make sense to the client. rather than having to save a temporary copy to your desktop, rename that, then attach to the email, you can easily rename those right in the email as you send them, so you can save a lot of time. CleanDocs, like I said, there's two, there's the recipient checking and metadata cleaning. Another metadata type which is important is improper redactions. So you could take a Word document or a PDF document and just put a black box over something you think you're redacting on the screen. You can't see behind it, but you can copy and paste that text into another application, Notepad, Word, whatever, and just remove that black background. You can see what's behind it. So a true redaction removes the text from behind the document. Not everyone understands how to do that, and you can easily reveal information. With CleanDocs, it will alert you and or actually do the redaction for you, so you don't accidentally send out improperly redacted text in a document. CleanDocs, most clients use CleanDocs as the desktop tool that integrates with Outlook. We also have a server option for that, where you can deploy that in your Exchange environment, so that you can clean attachments that are sent from a mobile device, a tablet, a Mac, anything that is not using Outlook desktop. Most firms tend to start with the desktop and then add the server. There are some who do server only. There's pluses and minuses to both. You could do either or. All right, that's everything on CleanDocs. And as Hella mentioned, if there are any questions, feel free to send those through the chat window. Any questions yet? I should pause and ask Hella or Rebecca.
I don't see any just yet.
All right, I'm knowing some of the people I saw who signed up, I know they're not shy, so. All right, Katie, over to you.
Okay, so one of the best things about Thanksgiving is the leftovers. So depending on how many people you invite and who you invite, you may or may not have many leftovers. But so thankful for stacking up leftovers for the next day. So I started to make these little sandwiches. They're called leftover sliders. I've made these a couple of times. I don't know if anybody else on the call has done the Hawaiian roll, where you slice it in the middle and put half in the baking sheet, and then you put all your filling in, and then you put the rest of the rolls on top, and then bake it. But they're amazing. And there is a Thanksgiving version of this. Now, I know that there are two camps, whether you put all of your Thanksgiving leftovers together or if you like to keep things separate. But this is a little Thanksgiving leftover sandwich that's super good. So we'll make sure everybody gets that. You know, you layer the stuffing and the turkey and the potatoes and the cranberry sauce, and you bake it. It's really good. Really, really good.
Nice.
So how do I transition this into a PDF, into a DocsCorp product? Well, with PDF Docs, which is our PDF software, but specifically talking about its binder functionality, where it's an automated way to process lots of documents and information related to a case, matter, project into a single, easily navigated document. So, you know, for some of you, perhaps you're already using PDF Docs. It has super slick integration with Worldox. But also, you know, really kind of looking around at you know, the products that you have laying around, and seeing how you can kind of stretch the functionality of them. So, you know, PDF Docs is a really, really robust program, again, with great integration with Worldox. Bob, do you want to dive into PDF Docs a bit?
Sure. And before I do this, one thing I want to point out here is the importance and the quality that our partners provide in this. I know we've got Bill Baker from Baker Cadence on here. I think Frank Jones is here from Legal Software, Betty from Terrapin. There might be a few others there. Hopefully I did not missing yet. Their expertise and knowledge with this product is fantastic. And I highly recommend, if you're using this product, work with one of them for training. Some of these partners know the products better than we do. They work with us so much. Rebecca was mentioning her time at a firm before then. One of her co-workers there is just an expert at this. He knows PDF docs better than I do. Yeah, take advantage of our awesome partners who are on this for training with this. If you already have it, if you're looking for a PDF alternative, what you have now, talk to them because they're really good at it. PDF docs is it's a PDF solution. It is great for combining documents. It is great for your everyday PDF solution. Whether you're just converting one document at a time, marking up documents, saving documents in and out of Worldox, the integration with Worldox is super simple. There are three ways of working, or 3 modules with PDF docs. I'll go from the more complicated to the simple or the more robust. Katie mentioned document bundling and combining. The binder solution is, I think, the most powerful feature of PDF docs, where you can create closing books or exhibits, basically a way to bring multiple documents together, automatically create a table of contents, link everything together, and a lot of firms buy it just for that. It also is a simple, everyday PDF editor. It has OCR built into it. All of the sort of like higher value workflows you would need at a law firm: redaction, date stamping. What else am I missing here? Adding bookmarks, splitting files. If you need to e-file with any court, you can split documents into page or file size chunks. Digital signatures, we have it integrated with DocuSign. You can also just scan in your signature as a image file and sign that way. Pretty straightforward there. So we're not going to go into a lot of detail here, but this is a cost-effective. It's much cheaper than Acrobat. We have a great partner network who knows this product, knows how to deploy it, train it, and support it, and it's very intuitive in how it works.
I just wanted to jump in and say one thing I love about that product.
Okay.
PDF Docs is so good at optimizing a PDF and shrinking the file size. I have clients literally pay me $1 a wage to do it for them. Clients that aren't in a position to switch right now to PDF Docs because they've made an annual commitment. They can't believe it's so effective at that. It outdoes anything else I've ever tried, like hands down. So it's amazing for court filings when they don't want to break up their exhibits and they do want to just shrink the document. It will shrink it down to usually smaller than 50% of the original size and keep all the continuity. It keeps the text layer. It's just wonderful. That's all I had to say. I'm just a big fan.
Thanks, Ben.
Bob, this is Bill Baker, Baker Cadence Solutions, and I'll make another comment. We find that our Canadian Worldox clients like to use PDF docs because when they make a bundle or they make a package of all the documents, they have to keep it within Canada. And so because PDF docs runs on their local server, they can control all the documents, and it then keeps them from having to go to some sort of a cloud service, which might not be in Canada.
That's a good point, Bill, because a lot of the competing document bundling solutions are cloud-based, and yeah, for data protection, rules, sometimes you don't want that cloud-based. So there's the security aspect of that, if you will. There's also the performance of it. Cloud, while the software as a service in the cloud is nice for the accessibility for everybody, you can pay a price for performance there, and PDF Docs is a desktop solution. Thanks, Bill. Before I continue on with here, you mentioned Canadian clients, and I realize we're doing this Thanksgiving theme here because Thanksgiving is in 2 weeks here. I know it already happened in Canada, so sorry about that for the Canadians, but my thought is, growing up, we always had turkey for Christmas as well. So think of this for the Canadians here, some Christmas ideas. All right, Katie, you want to take this one?
Yeah, I do not have a recipe for Bureaudox, but I do have an analogy, which is a foolproof recipe, the one that you're always counting on, the one that just reminds you of Thanksgiving. For me, it's my mom's mashed potatoes. She just makes them the same exact way, and it's just consistent, and I know what I'm getting every time I sit down at Thanksgiving when my mom is hosting. So Bureaudox is much like that. Foolproof recipes for your, for a firm's set of commonly used documents. So this is our template management tool, protecting your brand, saving time on this repetitive work so that lawyers and staff can go work on higher value work is really the focus of Bureaudox.
Very good, thank you. So yeah, so Bureaudox is our newest application. It is a document template management tool and document assembly tool. The idea is, a lot of users at firms, a lot of firms will, have their favorite documents and they just reuse them over and over again. They do some copy and pasting, they change the address, they change what have you, and you can do that, but that becomes tedious, and then it's prone to errors. Maybe you copy and pasted the wrong thing or left something in there that shouldn't be there. Documents get corrupt over time, and it's just it takes a lot of time, and they're inconsistent. So the whole idea of a template management product is you can create documents, different types of documents, whether it's an engagement letter, a pleading, a motion, what have you. You can have all of these formats more or less pre-created for you. You may have different offices and you automatically have the Toronto office and the Toronto office. You have the St. Louis office and the St. Louis office. You can add in the authors, you can add in CVs and stuff like that. So it has all the bits and pieces and components to build your documents, but keep the format on brand and consistent. They integrate with the different systems from which you need to pull data, whether it's Worldox, whether it's your time and billing system, it could just be your address book and Outlook. You can do things like insert cover pages and table of contents, manage and insert complex numbering styles. There's also a content library. So in addition to pre-building the format for the documents, maybe you have some language, some text, some clauses you want to put into a certain type of document. You can preload it with that language, and add, so you build your template, you build your document with a template, and now you build in content. So it just kind of saves time along that whole process of the document creation. Yeah, this is our newest product so far. Everyone who's tried it out and tested it out, including some of the partners here, Betty, maybe I'll let you make some comment on here, have found that compared to the other tools out here, it's very intuitive, very easy to use, very easy to train.
Yeah, I mean, as someone who's been working with documents for longer than many of you have been alive, yeah, I mean, a template program that works well, that's reliable, that meets all your needs, it really covers the scope of the type of work your company or firm does is a huge advantage. And I've been waiting, frankly, for a long time for somebody to jump in and create one. I had a favorite and it got gobbled up by someone else and it's no longer available. And I actually just love Bureaudox 10 times more than that. It's so modern looking, it's so sleek. It just does everything you need it to do. So I can't wait to start working more with this product.
Excellent. Thanks, Betty.
Actually, Bob, this is Rebecca. I have a question about this.
Okay.
Because I've been very excited to hear about this. We have so many firms that, I mean, we have firms of all different sizes, but a lot of our small firms don't have any IT people on staff. Is this something that they can manage themselves, or do they need to work with one of our resellers to get it all set up, with their branding on it and things like that?
We're in the process of putting together a starter bundle with some pre-packaged templates, some pleadings, kind of common documents. A lot of that's a good question, and I understand why you're asking that question. Some of the tools out there require a lot of customization, and if you want to change something, you have to go back to the vendor and have them do it for you. It's not entirely that. It's this is designed to be as user-friendly for the end user as possible, and they can create their own templates and manage their templates. It's kind of a combination, depending on the complexity of the task. Some of that we might need to do in a consulting professional services way, but it's probably the simplest tool out there and the most self-sustaining, if you will. So
okay.
It's a combination of both. So between some of the partners here, they're already learning this, and we are putting together kind of a starter bundle so that smaller firm with no IT department can do most of it themselves.
That's great.
One of the
I know
that we see is that firms can unchain themselves from these packages that they've been committed to and pay so much for maintenance and support. They can now take this product and bring it under their own control and do it very simply, very easy, because it's easy to learn. So it takes the mystery out of making templates.
Absolutely.
So, and actually, like, not to disparage the competition, but some of the other products that are on the market require like a 6-month consulting gig just to get the thing up and running. So,
correct.
If that's not involved in this product, then you're already way ahead of the game.
Absolutely. Great. I mentioned the ability to import content into a document you're building. We're calling that the content manager. So you basically have this library into which you can preload a whole bunch of texts. We are building that out as we get more and more clients with some kind of stock text in there. And I just want to point out document assembly versus document automation. So a lot of people have been very excited when they've heard about this. I'm like, oh, great. We want to, I'll mention the name of a competitor here. It's really not HotDocs. A lot of people know that, and they're like, we want something that replaces HotDocs. HotDocs is a document automation tool that will automatically documents based on criteria. There are some documentation capabilities in Bureaudox, primarily a document. So it's still more or less manual. The user is or she wants there. It's not an entirely automated process. We think that a lot of document is something that are over for many firms. They really just want a simple tool. So that's what we're seeing to be the case here. Any more questions or up a little? Can you hear me any better now? My GoToMeeting is telling me that. I'll turn off my webcam, see if that helps.
Sounds like it is a bit better.
Okay. All right. Any questions from the attendees? Any more comments on document assembly, template management?
I, of course, have questions because I've been waiting since you first told me about this product. I've been waiting to see it and to ask my list of questions. So when you save these bits of text, does it save the formatting with the text?
If you're putting it into your newly created document based on template, is that what you mean?
Well, like I'm looking at your screenshot here, and I assume that you can either click on or drag and drop the bit of text into your document from there. Maybe I'm making an assumption. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, so when you first save that snippet of text, is it just plain text or does it include formatting?
I think it includes formatting. I'm not sure, but that's actually a good point. We're kind of just like talking high level here, showing you screenshots. And not just for you, but everyone here. We can demo any of these. We chose not to go the demo route here. We want to keep this more conversational and big picture. If anybody wants to see detail and go into these types of questions and drill down, we'll gladly do a one-on-one demo for you, and of course, set you up a trial license if you want. So
And
I think
maybe
so.
you'd prefer to mute me at this point then.
No.
I was like,
Anything
oh,
else?
great. Rebecca's going to ask these tough questions. Bob's internet's going to fall through, and I'm going to be stuck. Getting panicked.
Well, I could just go on and on about the necessity of having a good macro package in the first place for as long as you need anyway, because just the mere, for our smaller firms, just to have that very consistent branding that shows up on every single document that's produced by the firm is so important. Yep. And a product like this makes it so easy.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. All right. Let's transition over to ComparisonX.
Yeah, and I see we got tired of our analogies because there's nothing on here about. I've been looking at this like, how am I going to twist this in? So, eliminating the risk of missing changes between versions. I think nowadays it's very important when you're feeding other people, when you're bringing them into your home, that you are clear about the ingredients.
Nice.
So.
Well done.
Thank you. I did that one like in the last 30 seconds. So at our house, vegans would have a very hard time finding anything to eat because I think there's cream and butter in just about everything. But ComparisonX is all about an accurate and reliable document comparison tool. It is super fast, great integration again with Worldox. And, it's just a very quick, easy way to see the changes between multiple documents.
Excellent. Thank you. All right. So a little more details about ComparisonX, the basics. What is ComparisonX about? It is the leading document comparison tool out there in the market. We can say that with confidence based on kind of how it's built and how it's designed. When you're comparing Word documents with ComparisonX, we keep those documents in Word the whole time and compare them as Word documents and output them into Word. There's no conversion to other formats in the background. The competing tools will first convert that Word document to RTF, do the comparison, output it to their own proprietary format, convert it back to RTF, then convert it back to Word. So you're losing a lot in speed there. It can certainly miss things in the comparison, and it's more prone to error. I definitely did not do my due diligence in cleaning up this slide. You can see I reused it for a webinar with a different partner that does eDocs. It also integrates fully with Worldox. My apologies for that. The interface is very intuitive and easy to use. OCR is built into it, which is a nice segue to the formats it can compare. So you can compare Word documents, and you can output those as track changes or a static red line. You can compare Word to PDF or PDF to PDF. You can compare Excel, and you can compare PowerPoint. A lot of people ask, especially in smaller firms, well, we just use words free comparison. That's fine. Why is this? Why do I need that? Well, Word can only compare Word documents and only as track changes. Word's comparison isn't horrible, but it's not. But it's really not industrial strength. So the reports you get from Word's comparison get difficult to understand when you start getting more complex documents. There's no direct integration with it between Word and the document management system. It does not do a very good job at tables of contents or tables. And the other side of the coin, it can only compare Word. Well, it can't compare PDFs or PowerPoint or Excel. There's no OCR built into it. And just the workflows in general are a little clunkier. So that's why a lot of people use third-party tools for comparison, and ComparisonX is an excellent choice. I mentioned the user interface is very intuitive. You can compare documents directly from Worldox. You can compare documents from Word. You can do it in the application itself. It integrates with your local file system. The native PowerPoint comparison is something new we've added, I'd say, in the last 6 months or so. It's fantastic. More and more end users are working in PowerPoint, some almost exclusively, and there really hasn't been a good tool for comparing PowerPoint. You now have that option with ComparisonX. We also have a cloud version. So ComparisonX, what we're talking about here, is a desktop application that installs on your PC, integrates with Office, integrates with Worldox, integrates with Outlook, however you need it. We also have a cloud version, which is the same ComparisonX engine running in Azure, and it is offered up as an Office 365 add-in that plugs into Word. So whether you're using your desktop installed version of Word, Word on iPad, the browser version of Word, this plugin exists there, so you can also compare basically from anywhere. And that's been taken off quite a bit. Any questions on that or comments?
I just want to say something about ComparisonX really quickly. This is Betty again with Terrapin Technology. What I love about it is it works for so many different types of users. So you have your professionals that just really want to make sure they made all the proper changes before they flip it and send it back to their client or opposing counsel, etc. If you want that super fast experience where you're just, okay, I see it. Yes, it's in PDF. I'm going to output it right to PDF. You've got that. If you're the other kind of professional that likes to meticulously go through every change, but wants it served up quickly, you can have that too. If you choose the Word output, and then you can have it in the 3-screened approach and see it, your original, modified, and comparison document, or you can just see the comparison, but have the very nice pane come up that will take you quickly through your changes. It gives you a lot of options, and I feel that it's, in my opinion, the best tool for that reason. It just works for a lot of people.
Great, thank you, Betty.
Awesome.
And this is Bill. I'll just say that ComparisonX is our most popular DocsCorp product. We spend selling a lot of that product, especially to replace a competitive product that doesn't compare to it. So it's a very popular product, and one that then leads us to the other DocsCorp products as well, like CleanDocs and PDF Docs.
And that's a great segue to this next slide. Thanks, Bill. So we've been for probably about 6 months now.
Yeah, when everyone kind of, the pandemic hit and everyone went back to working from home. So
yeah. So and Bill has done a great job of this with Baker Cadence. We've been swapping out the competing products. Betty mentioned it not in name earlier. So our comparison and cleaning tools, ComparisonX and CleanDocs, we've been offering a promotion to discount it by up to 50% off of the first year, and then lock in a very good price for subsequent years to replace those existing metadata cleaning and comparison products with ComparisonX and CleanDocs. If you have an existing subscription to your competing product now, and that say expires in April, we can work it out. So we just give you, basically include free licensing until April, so you can start using it now without worrying about having overlapping expiration dates. And that's been super popular. So if you're interested in that, we can certainly give you a demo, speak to any of these partners here, come to us directly, and we can help you with that. Like I said, Baker Cadence has done a great job with that. Thanks for that, Bill.
Glad to have it. Sure helps.
And to, I've mentioned this before, I just want to point out again that just the partners talking here, the years of experience these partners have, whether they worked in a law firm before or in supporting Worldox and different products over the years, there's a lot of experience in our partner network that's fantastic. And our partnership with Worldox has been just brilliant over the years, so we're thrilled to work with this network of partners. Please take advantage of the training resources that our partners give. I think it's invaluable money spent in getting users acclimated and accustomed to software. None of this stuff is super difficult to use, but the more training you have, the easier it is. And in the long run, I really think it does save you money to have just some training on these applications, and all these partners here are experts at them. And one thing I've definitely found in working with both Worldox and these Worldox partners here is that, some resellers and partners, they're all about sales. They're just looking for the numbers, and we're in this too. I mean, this is how we earn our living. But every single partner on here, I can say, is truly a client advocate. They view their client's interest first, and it's been great to work with them doing in that method. So that's everything I have. If you want a demo from us or any more information, please send an email to info@DocsCorp.com. Any questions or comments or anything else?
So actually, I have hopefully an easy question this time. With Bureaudox, is that available now?
It is available now, yes.
Okay, and the integration, it integrates with Worldox too?
Correct.
Excellent.
Yes.
I already have a list of people I want to tell about it.
All right.
Awesome.
Bobby, you just might want to mention that the DocsCorp is very cooperative about giving free evaluation licenses. And we use that a lot to get our clients to introduce to the product and to try it out before they switch. So I just want to make that comment that that's available, and it's even available for Bureaudox now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah,
And
however
Bob,
many licenses, however many people you want to get into kind of a pilot or a training and, test out really any or all of our products, it's what we want as well. We want to make sure that the products are working for you and that they're going to, improve the workflow and the productivity at your firm. So absolutely, trial.
Great.
and Bob, this is Frank Jones with Legal Software.
Hello, Frank.
Hi. And as a partner like Betty and Bill, I just wanted to say that, as a company who's been in business for 30 years like we have, we value the partners we have based upon the companies themselves and the quality of their products and their commitment to success and, customer service. And I could think of maybe 4 companies that live up to that as far as I'm concerned. Worldox obviously is one of those, and so is DocsCorp. So thank you. It's awesome to see your growth. You're beginning to dominate the market. Katie, it's always great to see your smiling face. And I have the recipes, and I've already sent them to my wife. So thank you.
Oh, very good. I'm glad.
Well, great. Thanks, Frank. And thank you, Hella and Rebecca and Worldox in general for inviting us to in this series. Appreciate it.
All right.
And I guess we'll conclude it there. Thanks all. Have a wonderful weekend and I can't believe I'm saying this already, but happy holidays.
Oh,
Yeah.
It is almost time.
Almost.
Yep. So Bob and Katie, I mean, if nobody else other questions, look like it. We got a comment from Van Swearing. He says thank you very much and wants to say hi. But we thank both of you, Bob and Katie, for sharing all the new details about all the new products you have. And, as mentioned, we are going to post a recording of the webinar, so everybody else can see it as well. If you're here, you will still get a copy of that. And we hope to see everybody next time, and have a great weekend.
All right, great.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Helen.
Thanks, Noah.
Bye,
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.